What's going on, everybody? This is MudFlap from MudFlap Outdoors with another episode of the Broken Down Podcast. I know. I told y'all last time I was going to do better, but you know what? I didn't. So that's on me. But you know what? It's 2025. We're going to start the year off great. And let me tell you right now, you need to go on to mudflapoutdoors.com and by all means, go on and get yourself a MudFlap Outdoors hat, because you know what? Here's the crazy part. There's a convention happening in Nashville, Tennessee. And actually, if you listen to the very first podcast with Mallard Miles, he actually went to NWTF. And he actually went there. He had a great time. He ended up coming away with a couple sponsorships. So you never know what may happen. But all he said was he had a blast. And then the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I was like, man, it would be kind of cool to go there and just walk around, do anything. And funny enough, my dad, he texted me and told me, said, hey, I want to make some shirts and hoodies while we go up there and wear them to advertise and everything for MudFlap Outdoors. I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, that's cool. And the more and more I thought about it, I was like, man, why not just go? So, you know what? One thing led to another, and MudFlap Outdoors is going to NWTF. That's right. Look, I'm actually stoked because I've never been to a convention like this. My dad probably has in the past, but we're going together. We're going to have a great time. In the words of Dusty Slay, comedian Dusty Slay, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. I know y'all can't see me, but I'm doing his, hat move and hands and all that good stuff. But you know what? Hey, look, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment. Tell me if you like this. Tell me if you don't like this. And thank you for listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, Podbean, wherever the case is. But, man, I'm over here house sitting for my parents, and while they're, out of town and watching the dogs. So you're probably going to hear them barking, running around. And I said, man, like, a couple weeks ago we had snow, and I'll say this, it is true. The stereotype is very, very true. We don't know how to drive in the snow. When the government, the local officials say, hey, stay off the road, what do? We get on the road. So I was fortunate enough, I just stayed at the house and said, all right, look, I'm not going anywhere. I wasn't feeling good, but, so I didn't really enjoy the snow. But like a week later, the dang weather just started to warm up, and now it's 70. And I'm be honest, I don't know why I wore pants and boots, because I'm probably going to put on my shorts after I record this podcast and probably sit out back and crack open a few Coors Banquets and listen to music, probably some like, Brian Martin or anything like that. But but I will say this. Not only am I excited for NWTF, I'm excited this year to really get back involved in everything. You probably already know I hadn't been. I actually, funny enough, I've been turkey hunting once. I went turkey hunting with this guy named Brent Clary. He had his own hunting show, and so I wanted to get into the video production and all that. And so we went, and I'm telling you, I may not do a lot of turkey hunting, may not do a lot of deer hunting, but I'll tell you one thing. I actually get more, I don't know if gratification's the right word, filming other people, like doing what they love. And I guess that probably went back to whenever I worked in athletics. And, it wasn't about me, or at least that's how I was raised, and that's how I went about things. It wasn't about me, it was about we, and it was about promoting the brand, wherever the brand was. So I guess that's part of why that's part of why I enjoyed creating and developing MudFlap Outdoors, is because, yeah, it is kind of me, but also, the whole idea is definitely going outside and being outside. Like right now, you're probably hearing the birds chirping and the dogs running around. And, like right before I started recording this, I started welling on this damn stump, getting some more fat lighter, because you never know. We may be having a little small baby fire right here next to me, right next to the empty Benchmark Bonded. That's a really good bourbon. I ain't gonna lie about that. But But I mean, look, that was the whole idea of me coming out here and started talking. Again, there's not really a premise. It was part of this podcast episode is basically saying, hey, I'm gonna go do this. Be sure to see us at NWTF. Look, we're gonna have we're gonna have our shirts on. Look, we're gonna have some big ass QR codes. You can't miss us. QR codes at on the back of our shirts and the back of our hoodies. So hey, if you don't want to talk to us or whatever, it's cool. I get it. It's everywhere, but you can't miss these QR codes. They're huge. So the QR code will if you scan it, it'll lead you to the MudFlap Outdoors website to kind of see all the crazy stuff that we have going on there. All the podcast episodes. Some of the broken down sessions, as well as the MudFlap Outdoors hats that you can go on and purchase. And be sure to purchase those when you're on that website, because not only are you supporting an outdoor brand, you're supporting, basically a dream chaser kind of thing. And so be sure to do that. And I will say this, spoiler, this weekend, the weekend of NWTF, online only, there may be a deal. There may be a percentage off, no code needed. You will just have to just kind of just wait and see when it starts. But I will say it could start on Valentine's Day. So be sure to check out all our social media, Facebook, Instagram. There's no OnlyFans. But you know what? If the economy keeps going the way it's going to go, we may be having an OnlyFans. It may be there. So, just be sure to kind of just check out all our social medias and all that. And I will say this, we're going to bring a camera and we're going to document all of NWTF. And we're going to have, again, probably behind the scenes vlog of, basically me and my dad having a great time out there in NWTF in Nashville, Tennessee. And who knows, we may meet some people that we never met. I know I talked to Mallard Miles. He's going to be there. And so I know about a couple of other people that are going to be there. So it's, again, going back to Dusty Slay, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. But look, like I said, I don't want to take up any of y'all's time. I know y'all were probably listening to this when you're on the crapper, probably in the background, whatever. But hey, I appreciate you listening. I want you to have a good day. And as always, keep on keeping on.